Welcome students. In today's video, we will study about the human heart. In the last session, we have studied about blood, its components, its functions and vessels, blood vessels, artery, vena, capillaries. Today we will study about human heart. Now see, this is the structure of human heart I have drawn. Human heart is a conical, muscular, double pump structure that brings about circulation of blood in the body. The pumping action of blood maintains a continuous and steady flow of blood inside the body. Human heart is broader at upper part and narrow and pointed at lower part. Human heart weighs about 300 grams in human male and about 250 grams in females. The size of human heart is about of that of our closed fist. Heart is present in the thoracic cavity between two lungs over the diaphragm. It is rested, you can say, on the diaphragm between two lungs. Heart is slightly tilted towards the left. It is covered by a narrow fluid-filled membranous sac called pericardium. Around the heart, a narrow sac is present that is called pericardium. Pericardium helps in frictionless movement as well as it provides protection from shock, jerk and injury. Now let's discuss the structure of human heart. Human heart is completely divided into four chambers. Human heart is a four-chambered structure. Two upper chambers are called auricles, right auricle and left auricle. These are comparatively smaller and thin-walled. Lower chambers are called ventricles. These are right ventricle and left ventricle respectively. Ventricles are larger and thick-walled. The wall of ventricle is thick as compared to that of auricle. The chambers are partitioned or divided to prevent mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. This is the significance of presence of four chambers. These four different chambers keeps the blood separated. Two auricles are separated through an interauricular septum. Likewise, two ventricles are separated through interventricular septum. In the same manner, an auriculoventricular septum separates auricles from ventricles. So in this way, the heart is divided into four different chambers: right auricle, right ventricle, left auricle and left ventricle. The left ventricle is larger and more thick-walled. The right auricle opens into right ventricle. You can see over here, right auricle opens into right ventricle through an aperture. This aperture is guarded by a valve called tricuspid valve and it has three flaps. This valve is guarded by a three-flapped structure and that's why it is called tricuspid valve. Likewise, left auricle opens into left ventricle through an aperture. This aperture is having two flaps and that's why it is called bicuspid valve. To recall, right auricle opens into right ventricle which is through an aperture which is surrounded by a tricuspid valve, and left auricle opens into left ventricle through an aperture which is surrounded by bicuspid valve. Left ventricle opens into aorta through which blood flows to different organs. Left auricle opens into aorta through which blood goes to different part of the body, and it is, this opening is guarded through a valve called semi-lunar aortic valve. This valve is called semi-lunar aortic valve. Right ventricle opens into pulmonary artery, pulmonary arc or pulmonary artery, through which blood goes inside the lungs for oxygenation. This aperture or opening is guarded by semi-lunar pulmonary valve. This is the structure of human heart. Right auricle, right ventricle, left auricle, left ventricle. Just to recall about different septums and valves. Septum present between two auricle is called interauricular septum. Septum present between two ventricles is called interventricular septum. Septum present between auricles and ventricles is called auriculoventricular septum. The opening between right auricle and right ventricle is guarded by tricuspid valve. The opening between left auricle and left ventricle is called bicuspid valve. It is called bicuspid as it has two flaps. It is called tricuspid as it has three flaps. The opening between right ventricle and pulmonary arc is called semi-lunar pulmonary valve. The opening is surrounded by semi-lunar pulmonary valve, and the opening between left ventricle and aorta is guarded by semi-lunar aortic valve. So students, this is the structure of human heart. Working of human heart. How human heart works. Deoxygenated blood from the whole body, which is to be oxygenated, enters inside the right auricle. It enters inside right auricle through two major tubes, the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. The superior vena cava, this is superior vena cava. The superior vena cava brings blood from upper part of the body. The inferior vena cava, here it is, inferior vena cava. The inferior vena cava brings blood from middle and lower part of the body. In that manner, blood from all body parts enters inside the right auricle. A third tube is there also, which brings blood from the walls of the heart itself. It is called coronary sinus. Basically, two major vena cava. Superior vena cava brings blood from upper part of the body. Inferior vena cava brings blood from the middle and lower part of the body, and deoxygenated blood enters inside the right atrium. At the same time, oxygenated blood from lungs is carried by pulmonary veins into left atrium. From lungs, oxygenated blood enters inside the left atrium. As a result, both the atrium expands, gets filled up with blood and expands. Both the atrium at the same time expands. It is called diastole, auricular diastole. Afterwards, both the atrium contracts together and release their blood into respective ventricles. Means right auricle contracts and pour its blood into right ventricle, and left auricle contracts and pour its blood into left ventricle. It is called systole. Now ventricles expand to receive blood from atriums, it causes ventricular diastole. Means ventricles expand, ventricular diastole. Finally, the distended ventricles contracts now to pass blood. To pass blood from left ventricle to aorta and right ventricle to pulmonary artery. This contraction is called ventricular systole. So this is the sequence, cyclic contraction and relaxation of human heart. First of all, both the atrium expands, then it contracts, then ventricle expands, and finally ventricle contracts, releasing blood into pulmonary artery and aorta. The complete circulation of blood through heart is called cardiac cycle. One complete rotation is called cardiac cycle, and the cardiac cycle consists of auricular systole, ventricular systole and joint diastole. Here we can see the partition or septum present between different chambers of heart are useful in separating oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. At no step, we have seen, at no step blood is being mixed. Oxygenated blood is always separate from deoxygenated blood. There is never a mixing of blood, and this is the significance of this four-chambered heart. Students, now a question comes, what is the need of separating oxygenated and deoxygenated blood? We understood that presence of these chambers help in keeping blood separated, oxygenated and deoxygenated. But what is the need of this? Why these bloods are being separated, kept separated? The separation provides efficient oxygen supply to all body parts. The maximum amount of oxygen can be provided to each body parts due to this separation of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Four-chambered heart are present only in birds and mammals, in higher organisms. This we have studied in class 9 in diversity chapter, that birds and animals have four-chambered heart. Lower organisms like amphibians have three-chambered heart and fishes have two-chambered heart. Higher organisms, birds and mammals have four-chambered heart because they have high energy requirement. Birds and mammals spend a lot of extra energy for maintaining their body temperature. As you remember, birds and mammals are warm-blooded organisms. They have a constant body temperature, and to maintain that constant body temperature, they spend a lot of energy, and that's why they have high energy requirements as compared to other organisms which are cold-blooded. And hence, to provide efficient supply of oxygen, it is important to keep oxygenated and deoxygenated blood separated, and this is done by presence of four chambers of heart which prevent mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. This is all about working of human heart. Now, just to recall once, deoxygenated blood from body part enters inside the right auricle through superior vena cava from upper part of the body and through inferior vena cava from lower and middle part of the body. Right auricle expands. At the same time, blood from lungs comes inside the left auricle through pulmonary vein. Both the auricle expands together. This expansion creates a push on this aperture and blood is forced into respective ventricles. Deoxygenated blood from right auricle enters inside right ventricle and oxygenated blood from left auricle enters inside the left ventricle. It creates contraction, relaxation of this auricle and contraction in ventricle. Both the ventricle gets expanded. This expansion again creates a push on respective valves and blood from right ventricle is pushed towards lungs through pulmonary artery and blood from left ventricle is pushed to body parts through aorta. Backflow of blood is prevented due to presence of this tricuspid and bicuspid valve so that blood is not pushed back into artery. In this way, human heart works. Rhythmic expansion and contraction of heart is called heartbeat. The expansion is called diastole while the contraction is known as systole. Actually, the auricles and ventricles undergo diastole and systole separately. But being forceful only ventricular contraction and expansion constitute the heartbeat. The rate of heartbeat is 70 to 72 per minute in adult human male and 80 per minute in adult female. However, it increases with excitement and physical exercise. Heartbeat is listened with the help of stethoscope. Blood pressure. Blood pressure is the pressure exerted by forceful flow of blood on the elastic wall of arteries. As the ventricles contracts, it pushes the blood into arteries through a force. This forceful flow creates a push or pressure on the wall of arteries and it is measured through an instrument called sphygmomanometer. The blood pressure is measured through an instrument called sphygmomanometer. First sound of blood flowing is called systolic pressure, which is normal as 120 mmHg. The second sound is called diastolic pressure, which is 80 mmHg as normal. The normal blood pressure of a human being is measured as 120 by 80 mm per Hg. If it is increased, it is called high blood pressure or hypertension. If it is lower than the normal range, it is called low blood pressure or hypotension. Double circulation. In human beings and birds, the circulation of blood is of double circulation type. This circulation is called double circulation. In lower organisms, in fishes, the blood flows through the heart only once while completing the full circuit. It is called single circulation. But in higher organism, in human beings, we studied just now, blood enters inside the heart twice during one single circuit of blood flow. You must remember, once blood entered as deoxygenated into right auricle and afterwards the same blood after being oxygenated entered inside the left auricle. So such type of circulation where blood enters twice inside the heart is called double circulation. Double circulation can be defined as the passage of the same blood twice through the heart, once on the right side in form of deoxygenated and then on the left side in form of oxygenated in order to complete one cycle. Double circulation has two components, pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. Pulmonary circulation is actually movement of blood from heart to lungs and back. From heart, blood goes to lungs and from there it comes back. It is this part of complete circulation is regarded as pulmonary circulation. Deoxygenated blood of the body enters the right auricle, passes into right ventricle and is pumped into pulmonary artery. With the help of two separate pulmonary arteries, the blood passes into the lungs. This part of blood circulation is called pulmonary circulation. Inside the lungs, it is oxygenated, and after being oxygenated, blood comes back to left auricle of heart through pulmonary veins. This is the second part of double circulation called systemic circulation. It is the circulation of blood between heart and different parts of the body except lungs, because circulation to lungs is the part of pulmonary circulation. Except lungs, distribution of blood to different parts of the body is called systemic circulation. Oxygenated blood received by left auricle pass into left ventricle and then left ventricle pumps it into aorta for supply to different body parts. It is called systemic circulation. What is the importance of double circulation? Students, double circulation ensures quick and efficient supply of oxygenated blood to all body parts for meeting the higher energy needs, especially for thermoregulation in body of mammals and birds. It supplies the whole of deoxygenated blood directly to lungs for quicker oxygenation. So, presence of double circulation ensures quick and efficient oxygen supply in higher organism. So students, now this is time for your assignment. I have given you some questions. 4 questions are there. You have to write down the answers. You will get the answers in the video itself. So watch the video carefully and write down the answers. The first question. Mention different steps of cardiac cycle. Second, what is double circulation? Explain its parts and importance. Here, you will explain double circulation. You will name its different parts and write about it. And also, you will write down the importance of double circulation. Why it is important or why it is required. Third question. Explain working of human heart with the help of a well-labeled diagram. Students, you will draw the diagram of human heart, you will label it and you will write down the working of human heart. You will explain it by writing. You have to draw the diagram and you have to explain. In fourth question, you have to name the following. First, septum present between atriums. B, septum present between ventricles. C, valve present between right auricle and right ventricle, and D, valve present between left auricle and left ventricle. You have to name these structures. So write down the answers, students. Thank you.